Good day all. Today's video, which is a little bit longer, but I'm going to take you through our milking routine, hopefully to do some voiceover to describe a few of the things that I'm doing each day. But start from the time I get in the barn to the end of milking is roughly about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less, but okay, Murph, easy. But I'll take note of it. So hope you enjoy, yeah, have a great day. So here you'll see me putting on the nitrile gloves, which just helps with obviously trying to reduce the transfer of bacteria or anything else that might be harmful to either between the udder, when you have multiple cows. In this case, obviously I have one, or just between quarters even itself. But what you're seeing me now is I just go through, I knock off any of the dry mud or manure that may be on her. Specifically now you're seeing me do the force stripping, where I'm going to strip each quarter 3 to 5 times and just monitor it for any mastitis. Knock on wood, it's been great. In addition to that, that's where your highest bacteria milk is at as well, so you want to get that out before you milk. So here I am pre-dipping her. Each teat gets dipped. This is a pre and post dip. We use the same, you'll see me use the same one after. And so I want that to sit on for a while I continue doing a few other things. Here what you're seeing is I have a bottle mixed with milk health sanitizer and water that, again, I've touched some dirt on her, and it's not a perfect science, but again, we're trying to keep things as clean as possible. Anytime we're handling, in the area of ultimately becomes our milk. So, as they say, from the first time you touch those quarters, in my case, I was force stripping, to the time you put the unit on, should be about 60 to 90 seconds. I think I also read maybe up to 120 seconds. Again, because, remember, for those of you that don't know, when you've touch those quarters the first time, you're stimulating the cow to let down. They have oxytocin, natural chemical that tells them it's time to get milked. Which is the science behind that, of course, is the calf coming up and bumping the udder and letting mom know that he or she's ready to suckle. So this is a 110 pump. Plug that in, and now what you're going to see me is struggle with the vacuum hoses. As well as the pulsator hose. I usually attach them in the garage where I have hot water in the sink to help make them more pliable to put them on. Today I just didn't do that after I rinsed out the unit for whatever reason. So you're going to see me struggle here a little bit to get them on. This is the hose that's going from the bucket lid to the actual milking unit, or referenced also as the claw. And then the smaller hose that I also put on was for the pulsator. This hose here specifically is coming from the pump to the pulsator, providing vacuum. This is a vacuum-operated pulsator. So since it's an undersized pump and you have this larger bucket, it can't pull enough vacuum just to immediately bring that lid down. So I have to put a little bit of a weight on that lid for that gasket surface to mate. And probably as you see me let off here, what you aren't hearing is the pulsator that I'm listening to as it catches its rhythm in order for it to, for me to know that's operating properly. So I guess now's the right time to bring this up. I've had this envision of, showing you this video of Stella milking and it going very well. And I think that's what we all want to put out there when it comes to our life. But she took a dump, right? So, anytime that happens before the unit is on, I get it out of there. I get it cleaned. A lot of times if I have it immediately handy, I'll throw line back down. Again, the unit had not been on. If the unit was on, it's not a big deal. I monitor where that poop goes. I want to be conscious of any bacteria and manure. So I just turn the valve on. Each one of these cups has a inflation plug in it, which helps hold vacuum. I'm going to pop that out, put the first one on, and guess what? This video, in the interest of being, let's be honest, farms and showing you reality, well, this is reality. So Stella's has her second bodily function. I'll get more to that later in the video of why, but you're just seeing me hold the one cup that's on and milking, and the other one back, which is closed off. There was no way for that urine to get in it. And again, this was actually the first time you'll see here in the left side of the view this cup fall off because Stella decided to back much further away than she has in the past, and you see the hose pull taut. So we lost vacuum there for a second, and I'm going to just patiently get it back on. Now I'm going to adjust the hoses to keep the proper tension. We want the hoses off the ground, not getting dirty, and then also giving her enough too that she can move around. Oftentimes in the past, or even still, sometimes Daisy's in there and she's on that side of her, so she can't move as far away. I could also put her in that left-hand stanchion so that she didn't, move to the left. I'm giving her a second helping of grain. I give her a smaller portion at the beginning as well as through milking just to help keep her standing, help her keep calm. One of my most enjoyable things, or moments I should say, is this right here is, brushing her. And again, if Daisy's in there, I take time to brush Daisy too. One is obviously for the cleanliness of it too, but, it's also part of the bond that, Stella is always going to be Stella, and she's never going to be a pet per se, based on just, the relationship of where I came at in her life and the intersecting of her life with mine. But, I do believe this affection and attention does create a bond that's both important to me as well as the animal, because there is a large amount of trust that exists between her and I. Anyhow, right? As you see me walk behind her, that's a trust that you're not going to get randomly kicked or whatever may have you. So this is just another step. And again, you want to keep her as clean as you can. It's very difficult when you begin keeping them inside overnight, because we keep her overnight inside when we milk her. That's my way of separating from her and Murphy. So I'm going to check the udder to see how she's doing. I'm going to lift on the pail, again, to kind of determine how much milk she's given. For those of you that might be able to see it, you're going to see me remove the milker with still a decent amount of milk coming through the sight glass. Well, that's particular because, Murphy, who's going to be weaned at the end of the month, is still waiting for her, which you can't hear because I've removed the sound as he's bellowing outside the door. So I leave some milk on her so that he has some, when he first gets to her. And again, this is about I think she ended up giving 2.5 gallons. That's more than enough that we need to, for our milk use within the family. What you saw me there was crack the valve to drain any existing milk out of the lines. It just helps the milk come out of there so it's not dripping out of the 4 cups as they're sitting there. So I'm unplugging it here. I'm going to again take that pre/post dip, and this is the post dip step. And each teat gets dipped to make sure that you get it in the ends there to help fight that bacteria, even though Murph is going to immediately start suckling, if we're being honest. So yeah, so this, is a little bit of the insight to the routine when it comes to milking. I really like having it on this cart. It gets us between the house and the barn pretty efficiently. So hopefully you got a little bit of insight to our routine with Stella, and have a great day.